back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to do a little lesson pass on that I learned during my time shooting with guys like Drew from Baer Solutions and from Jason Falla of RedBack One, who makes the sling I'm currently using on this Knight's Armament SR15. So today we're going to go over the rifle to pistol transition drill as I learned it, as Jason Falla teaches it, as Drew reinforced during his Baer Solutions class. And that is getting to your pistol in the need of a threat if your rifle has a stoppage is faster than reloading. Now, both Jason and Drew argue that in a firefight where you have an immediate threat and you have a rifle stoppage, whether that's a failure to feed, failure to eject, double feed, empty chamber, what have you, stoppage on your rifle, typically if the threat is immediate, it is faster to transition to your pistol and engage that threat than it is to deal with your malfunction on your rifle. Now, I can already see my comment section exploding with guys who are sub 1 second rifle reloaders. Let's pretend you're not. I'm certainly not. I can't get it faster than I can get my pistol out and re-engage a target. So I'm going to show you guys what I've learned and how I do a rifle to pistol transition drill.
Yeah.
And then I keep it out so I can see what's going on. This is just a simple reload. And then you can reset your drill. So before we get started, everything on my person is unloaded. So empty magazine in my rifle, bolt lock back, nothing in the chamber, nothing on the bolt face, double checking, nothing in the magazine. This is good to go. I'm going to leave the bolt back and the dust port cover open. Spare magazine on my belt, empty. Heckler and Koch P30L, empty. Empty magazine, empty chamber, empty slide face, empty magwell. Good to go. 2 magazines on my belt are also empty, although they do have followers from cool fire on them so that the slide will not lock back when I'm doing weapons manipulation during my dry fire training. The gear you're going to need for this drill is obviously your battle belt. Your battle belt should have, at minimum, a holster with retention, your pistol on your hip, 1 spare pistol magazine, and 1 spare rifle magazine. You can have more than that. I don't, just because I like to keep my stuff as minimalist as possible. I don't work in firearms industry. This is a hobby for me. So, pistol, rifle, empty magazines for all of them. So a total of 4 magazines, 2 pistol, 2 rifle, an actual rifle, a pistol, and something to holster and a sling. So that's all the gear you will need. Obviously, quadruple check all of your weapons and all of the gear on you. Just be very diligent about making sure there is no live ammunition in your dry fire practice area or on your person. So here's what it looks like in slow-ish speed. I'm going to try and walk you through it. I'm going to start from high ready. You can certainly start from low ready, but I prefer high ready just because it's more of a challenge and it helps me with a rep that I'm not as good at. So I'm going to start from high ready. So at the sound of the beep, I mount up. I take the rifle off safe, I engage my target, I look, I transition, I go to fire my second shot, I get nothing, I pull the trigger again, and then I attempt to put the rifle on safe. So one of the things you probably could not hear me do is, even though I knew it was going to go empty, I pulled the trigger anyway. Now, I know it's empty, it's a dry fire. Why did I pull the trigger the second time? In my opinion, in real world training, if you had a stoppage, you're going to pull the trigger again because you're going to say, maybe I forgot, or I didn't pull it hard enough, or something else happened, but you're definitely going to want to train like you would react. Because that's what you should do if you have a malfunction on your rifle. You should go click, click before you transition. So I'm going to do it one more time.
You're not mil-spec mojoing us with the instantaneous?
Right. Oh, and...
You better switch back to that rifle then.
So that was a double stoppage that I was not ready for. So I got nothing again, I put it on safe. If I can't put my rifle on safe during live fire training, that tells me something about the malfunction I'm having. That means the hammer dropped, I got no bang, I kind of have it now dead trigger, dead safety, because on an AR-15 you cannot put the rifle back on safe if the hammer has fallen. So that tells me something immediately about my malfunction. So I'm able to put the rifle on safe. So now that I'm here and I've put the rifle on safe and I still have my threat, I'm going to transition to my pistol. So two things need to happen, and they need to happen quick. In my fighting stance, holding my rifle, I need to get my rifle out of my way with my support hand, and I need to get to my pistol with my master hand, or my fire control hand. My firing hand is going to come off my rifle as I turn my rifle and go like this. So these two things are going to happen simultaneously. I'm going to sling my rifle and I'm going to grab my pistol. I'm here in my fighting stance, I'm holding my rifle, I get my clicks, I flip it on safe, and I let go of my pistol grip on my firing hand while my support hand comes down to my hips. I'm basically tilting the rifle. I'm tilting it. If you're looking downrange and you have your optic on, you are tilting your optic clockwise. If you're a lefty and you're doing this drill, you're also, well, you would be doing the opposite. So you would tilt it counterclockwise to get it out of here, and then you would draw your pistol and go from there. But I am not a lefty, I am a righty, so I'm going to tilt it clockwise. Why am I doing that? Let me show you what happens when I sling my rifle and I don't tilt it. Now my hand is pinned behind this. I have to sweep it out, and I have to get it outside of my rifle to get my grip. Now, is that the easiest way to get it out? Like, is that a natural draw for me? Not really, no. So I'm going to tilt my rifle 90 degrees, and I'm going to get it on the outside of my rifle. Now it's at the front. Now when I come out, I have a much more natural draw presentation. I can re-engage my target, assess my threats, and pull my pistol back. I'm going to keep my pistol out. I'm not going to immediately holster it and work on my rifle, especially at night. So if this drill is done at night, weapon light is a requirement, because I'm going to pull my pistol back. Notice my support hand is able to grab my rifle. It is still bent. I'm not hyperextending my arm or reaching down to my knees to get my rifle. It is slung on my body. It's not moving around. And I can grab it with my support hand exactly like the grip I would have if I was firing it. So, pistol's out, I've engaged. I'm going to get my rifle back in the fight. I pull my pistol backwards. I get my rifle up and I put it in my pocket and look. Now at night, your pistol and your pistol light, you would get some splash and you'd be able to see inside of that chamber with your weapon light. So I'm inspecting and I go, oh, this is a empty chamber. I am safe enough to reholster my firearm. I get rid of my pistol, and now I'm going to just do my regular admin reloads and get back in the fight. Now, while doing this drill at home in dry fire, I think it's very important that as you reset it like you would in live fire. And what do I mean by that? Don't let your rifle hang and just bend over here and grab your magazine off the ground, because what you can't see on camera is as I'm bending down, my rifle's going behind me. I'm now flagging everybody behind me on the range. And if you're in a line and you're doing this drill multiple times with your friends, you just flagged everybody. You might have just flagged your foot, your leg. That's bad news. That's something we don't want you to do. So your magazine is on the ground. You're done with your drill. Go to high port, tuck your rifle in, and drop to a knee, keeping your rifle up and in your aware of where the muzzle is to pick up your magazine. Now, you can swap your magazines, put it back in, check your chamber, etc., 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 and set back up for the drill. So in dry fire, practice how you would in live fire. Imagine that there is a 180-degree line you do not want to break. So we're just going to maintain that standard and method during our dry fire so it translates to our live fire practice. So we're going to go through this drill again. So from high ready, mounting, engaging, looking, transitioning, stoppage, affirming, safe. Transition, this is happening at the same time. The 90-degree tilt and throwing it to my hip while I'm grabbing or releasing my grip to go to my master grip on my pistol. So that should happen at the exact same time. Then your normal pistol presentation of bearing your grip, getting on target, prepping your trigger, letting one go. Now I reassess by keeping my pistol in my line of sight. I'm not all up on it. I'm not like sights are in my eye. I'm just keeping it pointed downrange and up. So if I needed to, I can immediately re-engage. I get my rifle, put it in my shoulder pocket like I was about to start using it, and with my weapon light, I can shine in the chamber, take a quick look, holster, so you can add an additional malfunction to get another rep in. So you saw me send the bolt home, engage, and get a click. I then pushed, pulled, and racked before re-engaging and safing the rifle. Now I'm going to pick up my magazine and reset. The benefit of doing the push-pull rack at the end of your drill is that it sets your rifle back up after a magazine swap. So if we were to do this at full speed, or the speed that I'm working towards, it requires a lot of good weapon manipulation. So practice your weapon manipulations, and you should be able to do a rifle to pistol transition drill in under 10 seconds. So here we go. And we are reset and good to go. So just practice that one. That's the mechanics behind it. So I'm going to gas it up real quick.
Do one final.
Okay, here we go, full speed.
Nice.
Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.